Paragliders don't just go down, and we can go up, and that's how we travel long distance. My name's Ben Keller, and I fly paragliders. I guess I don't know what else to say. It's an awesome challenge. It's not easy. You have to constantly make strategic decisions and analyze weather and risk, and you're rewarded with epic scenery. So it's really, really cool way to get around. You have thermic lift, which is basically sun heating the surface, and the air on the surface rises in a bubble, and then it rises until it forms a cloud. Certain features and terrain and topography give off better thermals than others. So big rock faces facing the sun generate more heat and are more of a reliable source of lift. We climb up, and then we go on glide. And then we find another thermal, and we climb up, and we go on glide. And you can do that all day. You can stay in the air for like 10 plus hours. It's possible. And that's how you do long distance. I'm on final glide. I have flown to Mount Cook from CORONET before. I've done it once in one go. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Went a slightly different route. Went over to Roy's Peak and then the WANAKA Flats, and through Harweir and over Breast Hill. It's more of a direct line, but it's not as good. But I've always wanted to do it this way. You take off from CORONET Peak, you fly up the Shotover in the morning, you tag Loch Nagar, through the Mount Aspiring National Park, and you're in the big mountains all day. It's the scenic route. And yeah, I've not done that before, not in one day, so I was pretty stoked. Behind CORONET Peak is probably one of the best paragliding areas in the country, like the Shotover. It's away from any large body of water and lake, so it heats up really well. Doesn't get inverted, so it's a great start place. All right, here we go. Taking a pretty brave move at the beginning. Open distance to see how far we can get. Not a good start. All right, crossing the Shotover. Hopefully this works, and then I'm gonna run up the east faces. Left Green Gates at 5.5. It's nice clouds ahead, but see if it works. And then I'm gonna fly up this way because the cloud base is too low to go over the top of Vanguard. Yeah, we'll see. Yoo-hoo! You could fly from before 10 o'clock in the morning, but we were obstructed by the clouds, so we had to go around. So I just made the decision to go across the Shotover onto the east faces, even though that it was a westerly wind and it was lee side, and then we could fly up the Shotover early. I am above Bullendale Creek. That's my arm over there. Skipper's is on the other side, and I'm at 5,000 feet, which feels pretty low, to be honest. I'm hoping this ridge works here. There's clouds on it. It's 11:30. Come on, a better glide would be nice. You can't fly that early next to the Wakatipu or the other lakes because the lake just creates stability. But inside the Shotover, you can run that before midday, and that's what I did. Hey, I'm just coming up on Mount Campbell. It's been fairly turbulent the last 10K. I feel like the wind's coming from the west, and this is a bit lee side sort of air, and there's strong climbs, but some strong sink as well, which makes for a pretty exciting ride. My plan is to follow the Shotover River, I think. See if I can get high in Campbell and then cross over to Greenland or something like that. Crossing the Shotover again, 6,600 feet, and then going to try and follow up towards Greenland on this northeast face. So far so good, 25 Ks from takeoff, been flying just over an hour, and I've got to work out how to get out of the Shotover now. Loch Nagar,
It's becoming a second home. Been back here a few times in the last month. I'm going to keep flying up towards the Shotover Saddle. I think Julia and Michael are behind me. Don't know where Thomas went, but yeah. Just under 8,000 feet, just about to go past the Shotover Saddle. Should be good to get into the Matuki-tuki from here. This glide's not going the best, but hopefully get a bit more of a climb here. All right, so I'm just passing over into the Matuki-tuki. Just behind this cloud will be the Roboroi Glacier. Cloud base is significantly lower in here. That's fairly normal. Now I need to make a decision. Do I keep going along these north faces and cross at fog, or do I just cross now? I'm gonna see what it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna cross the Matuki-tuki now. Got up to cloud base, and looks like the cloud's actually a little bit lower ahead. So I'm gonna weave my way through there and then try and cross the minaret somehow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go up the East Matuki. I might just go straight across. We'll see when I can't really see past this cloud. So I'm hoping that once I get through here, it will be more obvious a good way to go. But yeah, so far so good. I can see there's like this lower cloud on the south side of here. There's bigger, taller clouds more in the minarets, but these low clouds here make me think it's going to be hard to actually get over the back. So that's why I'm going to go for the East Matuki. That's the theory. Okay, I'm climbing on the Ostra. This ridge can be quite tricky sometimes. Often it's windy. Today seems to be working pretty good. Lost the others, don't know where they are. Don't know how it's gonna work with all this cloud around. Hopefully at least make MAKARORA and then make a decision when I get there, whether I continue or not. But it's 1:30 and there's quite a bit of cumulus downwind. Not as much in the Shotover, but I'm looking straight ahead and it looks pretty cloudy. So yeah, we'll see. I'm halfway up the East Matuki. I've had headwind on the way up here, and I'm gonna dive in here, I think. Hoping to get up to the cloud here before I do it. And that's that posh hut, the ferry here chalet. Not aspiring.
So in between Coronet Peak and Mount Cook, there's only one road. So if you don't make, it's about halfway, conveniently. But if you don't make it, then you're pretty deep in the backcountry, so you need to be prepared.
I'm about to cross the Albert Burn, just approaching cloud base. I'm gonna head for Mount Albert, or the spine just to the left of it. That's where I'm gonna try and cross the MAKARORA River. 2:15, 65 Ks into the flight. We're flying for 3.5 hours, so going pretty slow. But having fun, it's been pretty exciting. Cloud is somewhat making it more challenging with its different bases and reduced visibility, but it's pretty unstable. So yeah, I'm gonna step on the gas, see if I can make it across the river. It looks pretty good ahead. I'm probably not gonna push too far north. I'm just gonna hop the ranges now. So across the Mikero and then onto the Huxleys, and then the barrier range would be the plan. I just gotta cross the Mikero. This is going to be a hard one. I don't think I've ever actually successfully crossed here, so this low down anyway. I've done it further north. Anyway, see how we get on. All right, I'm at cloud base on Mount Albert, 7,600 feet. And I'm about to cross the head of Lake Wanaka and head for the MAKARORA. It's been pretty turbulent. And it's been a bit of a job staying out the cloud. I'm not complaining that I'm high for this crossing, that's pretty good, but finding a balance between high enough that you're not going to bum out somewhere stupid and not getting hoovered into the cloud. Yeah, I'm going to aim for this next ridge, which is just on the other side of the MAKARORA River. And then I'll just keep going across each range. It's the plan. Pretty cold up here. Been going for 4 hours. Probably got another 4 hours to go if I want to make cook. But it looks good ahead.
So for that kind of flight, I would take at least 3 days of food, tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, in reach. Means of communication, power banks, charging all the stuff. Yeah, you got to bring a bit of gear.
Well, it's pretty hard work actually. I've been having headwind coming up here. Feels like there's northwest, and obviously it's been turbulent. There's Mount Constitution, so that's where I'm going to turn and cross the MAKARORA. And someone's ahead of me and they've climbed up on this ridge, so hopefully I can do the same, and then I'll just cross and go down to the Huxleys. Climb on Constitution. Now I'm crossing the MAKARORA and it's on! Super on! Doesn't look super high, and the House are right in the distance, but certainly looks good on the Huxleys and the barrier range, so looks on at least for OHAL.
So the walkout, probably at worst, would be like 2 days if you couldn't fly. Take you 2 days to walk out, and your bag weighs up to 20 kilos. So as long as you can carry a 20 kilo bag for 2 days, navigate yourself around the backcountry and get yourself to a road, should be all good.
I'm at 8,300 feet and I'm preparing to cross the Hunter. I've had to be a bit cautious the last few climbs because this climbs have been super strong, and I'm just trying to avoid the cloud. So I've been leaving the climbs about 1,000 feet before the cloud base, or 500 feet, about that, just to be careful. Cloud base isn't super high today. I mean, I'm at 8,003 and I'm just off it, so makes it a little bit harder, but it's plenty high enough. So next I'm going to fly onto the Huxleys, and I might cross to the barrier range, or I might just run the Huxleys. I'll see how it feels on the Huxleys. If I'm not enjoying it, then I can just cross. But the clouds on the House look pretty low, so yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cross those. We'll see. I'm just going to keep going, and if I get to Hopkins and it doesn't look good to continue, then I can just duck down and go to OHAL. Yeah, awesome. Okay, I arrived at the Huxleys at 5,500 feet, and I've just climbed up to 6,500. It's working well, looked great ahead, so hopefully I can get above the main ridge, and then it should be pretty easy to get all the way to Mount Huxley. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like I've got any headwind here. I mean, we'll see what it's like when I get a bit higher, because obviously the wind's a bit different with altitude. But yeah. Just approaching 8,000 feet on the Huxleys. Phew. What a place to fly. Pretty exciting. Yee-hoo. I've decided to cross onto the barrier range, and then I'll probably fly up to the V notch and then go through the South Axley branch. (9,600 feet), and that's Mount Huxley, still fighting to stay at the cloud, nearly in the Hopkins. Gonna follow the end of until the end of the barrier range, and then do the South Huxley branch. That's the plan. Cold up here. Oh, it's looking good. I'm in the South Huxley branch. That's the Nauman ahead in Glen Mary. Looks like it should be possible to get over the Benno House, get out of the Huxley for starts. Looking possible, been flying 6 hours. Jesus. Sure, that was a waterfall. Woo! Yeah, it's been pretty rough today. Looking forward to a final glide. Nearly there.
I mean, one of the most amazing things about paragliders is that they fold up and fit inside a backpack. But the problem is they, can fold up in the air as well. So yeah, you can get collapses, and if something catastrophic happened and you couldn't recover the glider, then we do fly with reserve parachutes. They're pretty basic, non-steerable round parachutes. So there's definitely places that you're flying that if you throw it, maybe it'll save your life, but you're still going to have a pretty rubbish day. And that does cross my mind sometimes when I'm flying in certain positions, is that you can't make a mistake. You have to be, even if that reserve parachute's not going to save you always.
Crossing the Hopkins. Gonna try and connect with the Nauman, and then I gotta do the Benno House, and then that's goal. Once I'm high enough to cross the Nauman, I think I'm gonna move straight to the Benno House. Hopefully this works. It can be tricky here sometimes. And if you're wondering what the tube is, it's my toilet.
So actually a really common question you get asked is what do you do to go to the toilet during the flight? And normally I just lean out the side, squeeze real hard and try and not get any on my face. But actually on this flight I was using XCP system, which is like a condom catheter that you stick on the end, and yeah, it's really weird. You feel like you're wetting yourself.
I'm trying this new thing. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I've had a couple of wheezes. It's been good. I'm essentially getting blown off the Nauman. It's super windy here from the northwest, so I'm just bailing and going to the Benno House. And now I'm getting nailed and sink. So I'm going to connect with this spur here, follow the ridge up. That's the plan. Right, I've climbed up on the Benno House. I'm over 8,000 feet. Oh, I've nearly done it! Mount Cook straight ahead. I'm gonna follow this ridge for another few K, and then once I'm at base, I should have the Mount Cook village on glide. So maybe one more climb after this. Woo! Epic! Crossing the Benno House. Phew! Epic. That's Lake Pukaki. We're 9,000 feet. And this might be the final glide. The lower cloud on the east faces, the cooler air mass just flying over the top of it. Wow, awesome. You. Final glide. Yoo-hoo! Mount Cook. Epic. Oh, that was really good fun. That was pretty full on. A lot of the time it was quite full on, quite turbulent. Wasn't easy. Bit of wind. There was northwest in the minaret and the East Matuki, and then northwest again on the Nauman. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but we've done it. I don't know if I'm going to quite make the Cook Village, but close enough. Awesome. I'm just going to enjoy this last 15 minutes of the flight. Woo! Oh, what a flight. Oh, pretty exhausting actually.